Saints red hot towards the end of the 2025 season. A big part of that, Saints tight end Juwan Johnson joining us now on the Insiders. Juwan, let's look back to the way things finished. That's why there's so much excitement about this year. What changed for you guys down the stretch?
Yeah, I just say us just gelling together, camaraderie, us just being consistent and us just letting loose. I feel like, towards the end of the season, people could be a little uptight. People could, kind of throw in the towel. But I think for us, we wanted to press forward and look forward to something that we wanted to do going into the offseason is to be prepared. So we just let everything down. We had nothing to lose. And I think that was the biggest thing just going into the season, going to the end of the season, being red hot.
And how much of that was Tyler Shough and overall your confidence as a team in Tyler and the way that he grew as the season went on?
It was huge. I think for him, the biggest thing was him just taking on that role of just him going out there and him just playing his game. I think he wasn't trying to be like anybody else. He wasn't trying to, imitate anybody else. I think he was just truly just being, himself. And I think that was the biggest thing going into it. Him just taking on that leadership role. Him just knowing that he was that guy, he was our guy, and him just taking it and running with it.
Speaking of leadership roles, you guys get Alvin Kamara back for another season in New Orleans, almost has a leadership role in New Orleans itself. How big of a part of that locker room is he?
It's huge, man. I mean, Alvin is one of the best guys that you're going to have in the team, and I think he's even a greater player, man. I mean, the things he can do, he's so versatile. He's such a good leader. I don't think people give him enough credit for it. But I think the one thing about him is that he's kind of selfless. And so, when he's going through, OTAs and when he's going through, training camp, as you see it, the one thing you're going to see is that him just, telling guys, coaching guys up, being in protection meetings and things like that, being engaged. I think that's the biggest thing that many guys don't see. They only see the outside noise.
Of course, there is the leadership that comes in your head coach, who almost gets forgotten in this. He wins the Super Bowl, comes over. You guys have so much improvement. What's the biggest test ahead for you to continue that improvement, and how do you guys go about doing that?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just being better than yesterday. It's nothing better than just being in the moment and being present. I feel like that's the biggest thing for us, just moving forward. We don't have to prove anything to anybody. I know we have, a couple games coming up that people are just like, oh, how are the Saints going to match up? But if we just truly uphold our standard and live in the moment, I feel like we can go into any game and feel like we can win anything.
Year 7 for you, Juwan. It feels like it's come by quickly. Going to be without Taysom Hill, as he calls it, a career. What's it going to be like for you to step into that role?
Yeah. Going to year 7, I mean, honestly, it's kind of crazy. And just knowing that Taysom kind of had the same kind of pathway in a way, undrafted, getting cut and going all those places, but also just making a career out of himself, staying down, staying out of trouble, being a locker room guy. Honestly, just being one of those leaders that, a lot of guys can say, like, oh, I want to be around that guy. Kind of have a similar path, and I've learned a lot from Taysom, just being selfless on and off the field, just him just being with his family, him being with the guys in the locker room. He's one of those locker room guys that you always want around. That's something that I always admired about him.
It was going to be a weird and awkward situation coming in yesterday because I was going to ask, how we go about getting your teammate Chris Olave paid. He got that taken care of, so now I can ask you what the congratulations was like going to Chris.
Yeah, man. I mean, he was honestly, I had no idea. I mean, I didn't see anything on social media, and so somebody came over there like, yeah, man, Chris just, got rewarded. And so I went over to him and I was like, hey, man, you just got paid up, huh? He was like, yeah. And so, I went over to him, congratulated him, and honestly, we just got back to work. I mean, he's been here, so it's not like he hasn't been away or been a stranger. Chris is one of those guys that he's very selfless himself, and that's a huge testament to count. Like, none of these guys in this locker room are selfless. I mean, are selfish. There are a lot of guys that are selfless. So, going into it, Chris has been here, been attentive, and been practicing. So it's always been good that he's getting rewarded.
And good to reward us with an opportunity to talk to you. Juwan Johnson, good luck here in the 2026 season in your Saints.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me.